Yo, welcome everyone. The rising wedge pattern on Bitcoin is about to break down, and this unfortunately is going to be a very bad sign. However, Bitcoin has also hit our major trendline area of support, and let me now show you what is going to be the next most likely scenario. First, you're actually going to see that Bitcoin is right now getting a rejection after taking the liquidity exactly above the recent high, because yes, we took the high right here at approximately 94,200 US dollars, and also this specific area was really not a random level. Measuring right now the entire bounce towards the upside with volume, it was also the value area high, the upper volume level, and since then Bitcoin is right now getting a rejection back down of approximately, let's just say, 5.5%. And remember from yesterday, I definitely told you we can be looking for another long trade at the first area of support at the point of control at the red line at approximately 91,500 US dollars. And why so? Because the biggest volume cluster, the point of control, was aligning beautifully with the anchored VWAP and also with the golden Fibonacci ratio, and because of that, of course, it was a beautiful area of support. And if Bitcoin would get some kind of a reaction at this specific area, definitely we could enter another long trade right here. Unfortunately, no reaction right here, no trade setup right here, and Bitcoin went even lower back towards downside. However, we just hit another very important area of support. Remember our horizontal range we have been talking about for a very long time right now. Even yesterday, for example, Bitcoin hit the top of our range and we got quite a steep rejection back towards downside. Right now, once again, we are trading exactly at the bottom of our horizontal range, which again, it is also going to be and still going to be a very important area of support. Not only because it's the horizontal range, but also because it is going to be potentially some kind of a bullish retest of a major diagonal area of support. Remember, for the past few days, we have talked about this major diagonal level on the Twitter profile and of course also on YouTube. And yes, Bitcoin only a few days ago was able to break our level straight towards the upside. And right now, what we are currently getting with the push down, it can potentially be some kind of a bullish retest. We also grabbed some liquidity exactly below the recent low, and potentially Bitcoin, yes, could get a major bounce back towards the upside, maybe even in the next few hours. However, I am right now approaching the chart slightly more carefully. Why so? Because usually when we do get acceptance below the value area high, and once we do lose our point of control, the red line, you definitely need to be slightly more careful. However, what we can right to say, if we are going to be able to get some kind of a sign of strength, and a sign of strength would be for Bitcoin to reclaim our point of control, only in this scenario I would then definitely feel comfortable to you and say we might be looking for higher targets in the next few hours, at least as of right now. Yes, we are trading exactly at the diagonal area of support right here. However, we are still below the point of control, and if in the next few hours Bitcoin is going to be able to reclaim our point of control, yes, potentially after that we might already be looking for slightly higher targets. And that is right now why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible, and of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Now let's talk about our rising wedge pattern, because this right here is also a scenario I'm right now paying attention to in a case Bitcoin does right now get a bigger push towards downside. What we are doing right here, connecting our higher highs with a diagonal area of resistance, connecting our higher lows with a diagonal area of support, and it really does look like Bitcoin is right now trading exactly at the bottom of our rising wedge pattern, exactly at the area of support. And for Bitcoin to right now break this specific pattern back towards downside, we only need to get a very small push towards downside. So definitely this right here is right now a bearish scenario I'm right now paying attention to Bitcoin, and if our support level right here is going to be lost, definitely I am looking for much lower targets. And probably right here you're wondering what are the two most important price targets when we are paying attention to our rising wedge pattern. The first target is going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio. So when we are right now measuring the entire push towards the upside with the Fibonacci retracement tool, you're right now going to see. The golden pocket is going to come in at approximately 85,500 US dollars. This, in my opinion, is going to be actually a very important price target. And yes, the second target of the rising wedge is usually simply the start of the rising wedge at approximately 83,755 US dollars. However, to be honest, if we are going to hit the bottom price target of our rising wedge, probably Bitcoin is then simply going to continue much lower towards the upside and continue our bigger 5-wave price structure straight towards upside. More about that slightly later, but at least as right now, what we can see right here, Bitcoin is still trying to hold the area of support. However, we need to say, if lost towards the downside, bearish Bitcoin indication, in this scenario, yes, unfortunately, we are going to look for much lower price targets. Now, later in the video, yes, we are also going to talk about liquidations right here, but nevertheless, the bearish scenario on Bitcoin is right now. We continue lower, we break our rising wedge straight towards the upside, and in the scenario that our support areas right here are going to be lost, we definitely still need to pay attention to the bigger 5-wave price structure straight towards the upside. Remember from our yesterday's video, we already talked about it. Yes, if we right now continue lower, Bitcoin simply finished the first impulse right here, we got a correction. Another impulse right here, another correction, and of course, if all of our support levels right here are going to be lost, if the rising wedge pattern is going to be broken back down, in this scenario, we are then looking for another major push towards the upside, literally straight below our recent lows, below 80,000 US dollars. However, I would definitely say, even if we right now go lower right here, we go below 80,000, maybe even 75,000 US dollar area right here, I am then definitely looking to buy even more. I'm going to be adding even more capital to my long trade on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and also Solana. But of course, also the trading bots are actually going to be buying the dip. The bot on Bitcoin is buying all the way down towards 65,000 US dollars. The bot on Ethereum is buying all the way down towards 2,000 US dollars. So definitely, I am right now prepared if a bigger push down is right now going to happen on Bitcoin. However, at least as right now, we still need to be slightly more patient. Let's see if the rising wedge does actually get a breakdown, or simply if our small push down we are right now getting for the past few hours right here is only a bullish retest and Bitcoin then simply does continue much higher towards the upside. Now, let me share with you exactly what is right now happening on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map on the 3-day, 1 week, and also on the 2-week time frame. Now, first you're going to see on the 3-day, we still do have some liquidations exactly below our recent low right here at approximately 89,300 US dollar area, where over 107 million of long trades are going to get liquidated. If Bitcoin right now, for example, does get maybe something like this, we grab the liquidity below the recent low and then get another major push towards the upside, of course, taking the liquidity below the recent low, getting a swing failure pattern or a liquidity grab, similarly what we also got a few days ago right here. We took the low right here, another major pump towards the upside. So this right here is something I would definitely be paying attention to, because simply we do have quite a lot of liquidations exactly below the recent low. The exact same thing is right now also happening when we are zooming out on the 2-week time frame, where you're right now going to see that yes, bigger liquidations are going to be exactly below the recent low, where over 116 million of long positions are going to get wrecked if Bitcoin does get right now another push towards downside. However, what if we are right now zooming out on the 2-week time frame, where the story is completely different? Because yes, the liquidations right now on the 2-week time frame are not going to be below the recent lows, but actually exactly above the recent highs, where over 224 million of short trades are going to get wrecked. So the 2-week time frame, the higher time frame, is right now definitely being slightly more bullish. And let's try to see if Bitcoin is also going to be able to get some kind of its own strength. Later in the video, I'm going to share with you the exact trading setups you can right now pay attention to on Bitcoin right here. But of course, if you right now want to trade with us, simply take advantage of the free bonus using the second link down below right here, without KYC and without VPN, because only after you're going to register, you're going to get 10 USDT completely for free for the first first 300 users. Then make sure you deposit, because you're also going to get another 20% deposit bonus. But of course, also, if you want to copy my exact trading bots, click this specific link down below in the description, make an account on Pionex, register and deposit to claim some very nice bonuses, and then simply copy the bots using this specific link down below in the description. Right now, let's also talk about what is going to be, first of all, the local area of resistance and the local area of support you should be paying attention to, and also then we need to pay attention to our exponential moving averages. But first of all, what you're going to notice, Bitcoin on the daily time frame, because of course our daily candle did close red, we do have right now a brand new daily high term time frame area of resistance exactly at $92,662 US. So this right here is right now going to be our brand new daily high term time frame area of resistance, and is really not a random level. Fibonacci retracement from our swing high back towards the swing low, golden pocket coming in exactly at this specific area. But also remember our horizontal range right here. When we right to measure the entire range with volume, the point of control or the biggest volume cluster is right now definitely coming in almost exactly at our daily, almost exactly at our golden Fibonacci ratio. So I would definitely say the first local area of resistance on Bitcoin is going to come in at $92,662 US, which of course is the level you should really not ignore. Now, on the other hand, what is going to be the first local area of support on Bitcoin I would be paying attention to? Remember, with our rising wedge pattern right here, the first important target is definitely going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio, and also the golden pocket right here is not a random level. Almost exactly at our golden pocket, Bitcoin also does have another daily high term time frame area of support right here. And also, if you look like that, when we are right going with the volume again, measuring the entire bounce with the volume right here, you can definitely see that the value area low is not coming in exactly at the golden pocket, but approximately at this specific area. So I would right now say like this: if right now Bitcoin is able to actually hold our major trendline area of support where we are trading as right now, definitely it is going to mean higher targets can right now still be on the table. Also because pay attention to our exponential moving averages on the 2-hour time frame. Yes, they could potentially get a bearish cross right here, but at least as of right now, on the 2-hour time frame and also on the 1-hour time frame, the EMAs are showing to us that Bitcoin is right now still in a very nice uptrend. So let me right now share with you the exact 2 trading ideas you can right now implement. For example, if you're right now not already holding a brand new long trade on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, or also maybe on Solana. So the first trading idea is going to be another long trade, and the long trade could potentially be offered to us only if we are going to get some kind of a liquidity grab or a swing failure pattern exactly below the recent low, similarly what we also got at this specific area, because this right here is then also very nicely going to align with a potential fake out of the rising wedge. So pay attention to what I'm going to show you right now. If potentially right now Bitcoin does get another push down, take the liquidity exactly below the recent low, which is then going to mean long liquidations are going to kick in exactly below the recent low. Then simply pay attention if there is going to be some kind of a reaction towards the upside. If so, you could potentially fire a brand new long trade on Bitcoin, stop loss exactly below the recent low right here, targeting much higher targets right here. This right here is a long trading setup. In a case we do get a successful swing failure pattern or a liquidity grab right here, we need to get a reaction. If there is no reaction right here, yes, we are looking for much lower targets, and in this scenario we are then going to look for the area of approximately $86,000 US on the Bitcoin price itself. But of course also, if there is going to be a push towards the downside, definitely all of the trading bots right here are actually still going to be buying the dip, and that is right now why. First of all, if you want to trade with us, make sure you take an advantage of the free bonus using the stack link down below right here, because yes, on BTC exchange right now, only after you register you get 10 USDT, then you deposit, you get another 20% deposit bonus. But of course also, if you want to copy my trading bots right here, make sure you register on Pionex. You're also going to get some beautiful bonuses after you register and after deposit, and then simply deploy the bots using this specific link. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.